and welcome to South First. I am Sumit Jha. Today we have with us Dr. John Brittas. He is the CPI MP from Kerala. Sir, welcome to South First.
Thank you.
Sir, we want to speak to you about three major things which is happening around us in the country today. First thing about delimitation. Second thing, one nation, one election. The third thing about the state of media in today's context, what is happening around us. Sir, first thing I really want to ask about delimitation. For the first time, Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a rally in Telangana on 3rd of October, he mentioned that the delimitation is governed by judicial decision, Congress advocacy for equal representation for equal population, set in the context of caste census, could potentially reduce the number of seats allocated to South India, which might negatively impact minority communities in the region as well as the people of southern India. So how do you see the statement of Prime Minister in the context of delimitation?
I am surprised that because BJP has been caught on the wrong foot with regard to the caste census or survey which happened in Bihar. And it has been evident that the backward classes is overwhelmingly the majority communities in Bihar. And there is a craving for caste surveys elsewhere also. So this OBC factor may dent the prospects of BJP. That's a fear and apprehension for Prime Minister. Now he has linked that with the delimitation. First of all, I would humbly submit that he is wrong when he says that it's a judicial decision. Absolutely no. In 2001, when the constituencies were frozen for another 25 years, it was a consensus among the various political parties, and it was a decision taken by the Indian Parliament. The bill was mooted by none other than Arun Jaitley. So it's not a judicial decision. Judicial decision, I think it comes with regard to the delimitation commission,
Yes.
where there would be a judge or a former judge, and they will decide how a constituency need to be drafted or crafted. But whereas where to increase the number of the seats, it should be at par with the population, or you need to see the concerns on the south. These are all political decisions which needs to come. Otherwise, how do you think that there is all-round apprehension amongst the southern states? And they view this delimitation as a Damocles sword which is hanging on them. This is how it is happened. And now the Prime Minister himself says that if at all we go by the population, there will be a reduction of 100 seats, almost 100 seats for the south. I won't say reduction, that means south would not be benefiting out of the delimitation, whereas north will have much more seats because the population of northern states have gone up in a big way. So I would say this is a very pertinent aspect, and my concern, I would say that already because of the concentration of power at the center, the southern states have become informal colonies of the union government. And once this delimitation as per the population level is implemented, southern states, south will turn to be a formal colony of North India. And the dictum now is that if you perform, you perish. Earlier it used to be you perform and excel. Now it is that you perform and perish.
Sir, here regarding delimitation, Congress has not taken any stand till now for the upcoming delimitation in 2026. What is the official stand of CPIM party regarding delimitation?
No, we are absolutely very clear about the fact that because when the exercise happened 25 years back or 2001, we said that those states which implemented the strategy, the policy of the union government and controlled the population, the sensibilities of those states need to be taken into consideration. That means just because we control the population, that should not be a reason to deny us our representation in Lok Sabha. So we are very clear about it.
Sir, but it's a constitutional mandate to have delimitation. One thing is that you were mentioning that South will become formal colony of the North. The other thing is a moral duty that equal representation should be given to equal number of people to vote their parliamentarian or legislative assembly member. How do you see it coming for the people, as well as what is the solution you are
See, when
suggesting
you
here?
say that, you see the vote should be equal. Suppose one person, one vote, and that should reflect in the representation.
Yes.
Then I would say that the democracy should be inclusive. What has happened to this country? Crores of people have been left out from the executive, judiciary, legislature, from the bureaucracy, from the media. So you don't need to have representation for certain communities which have been deliberately kept away. So you will talk in terms of having only, this criteria only. Can you imagine a country where 20 crore population do not have a representation in the executive? It's almost like disenfranchising the Muslim community in India.
Yeah.
So you don't have any concern or worry about that. See, the question is very simple. See, Article 1 of the Indian Constitution says that India, that is Bharat, is union of states. That spirit has to reflect. That is all what I am saying.
As you are mentioning Article 1 of the Constitution, so my next question is regarding that only. Before the special parliamentary session, we heard a noise about one nation, one election. Though it didn't turn up or came to the parliamentary in parliament, but a committee was formed under former President Ramnath Kovind. Do you see is it going to help, or it is going to impact the federal structure of the country?
See, I understand there is a move on the part of the ruling dispensation to do anything and everything to have a concentration of power. See, the logical explanation or extension of this argument is that one leader, one ideology, one culture, one language, one election. So this is extended to that slogan. And further, see the alibi which has been doled out, expenses.
Yes.
Can I just tell you one more thing?
Yeah, please.
Democracy is expensive. Just because democracy is expensive, will you replace it with monarchy and despotism or oligarchy? And even if you assume that it is expensive, I understand that if you calculate the amount that is being incurred for the election expenditure, it's not more than 10 paise per day for a citizen. And to have a democracy in a country, if you are paying maybe 1/10 of the fraction of the money which you spend on a mobile phone calls on a day, is it not a logical one?
It is, and there is also the other argument that it will, one, that it will reduce the election expenditure. The other one is that the country always remained in election mode. It will bring down that, okay, we will spend more time in governance rather than rallying, doing rallies for our next election.
See, I'll tell you, the mindset of those people who thinks that they need to micromanage all the elections.
Yes.
That is the problem. They think that those people who are sitting in Delhi, one or two leaders, need to be everywhere to manage an election. That is the psyche of those people. But the psyche of the nation is different. If there is election happening in Haryana, how does it affect Karnataka or Tamil Nadu? We are not bothered about that. We had elections in Karnataka, we were in Kerala, we were, running the affairs. And more or less, let me just understand that. Can this government point out an instance when a policy paralysis happened on account of elections? Any of their policy decisions have been kept pending because there is elections? Absolutely no. Now, the biggest issue I would say, they are not even wishing or rather inclined to look at the elephant in the room. the biggest elephant in the room is the black money that is used for election expenditure by political parties.
Yes.
See, as per the statement, all the political parties put together must have spent formally on record 3,000 crores last year, last Lok Sabha elections. But it's well known that more than 60,000 crores were spent in this country for the last elections, Lok Sabha elections. And it would be around 50,000 by BJP alone. So, are they not addressing this role of the big money, muscle power in elections? Are they only concerned about these small, small things? They should be pointing at electoral reforms rather than bringing in such things that is just an alibi to have concentration of power.
So, what do you suggest that there should be a reform in our electoral system that will help us look forward, not only in our generation, for next?
See, I would tell you there have been numerous reports submitted with the government of India how to reduce the impact of money power and muscle power in elections. There are reports which are gathering dust there. Even state funding of elections, whereas political parties, which are recognized and naturally approved by the election commission, need to go by the state funding. So the so-called black money coming into that. See, every step that has been taken by this government is to make the electoral scene opaque. Think about the electoral bonds.
Yes.
See, can you ever imagine in a country where you want to make the election process transparent, bringing in opaque money like that? And the Supreme Court rightly said that you need to have an independent election commission. What does this government propose? The government has brought in a bill which says that the election commissioners would be decided by the government executive. So every action taken by this government is contrary to the perception they want to create. So they are not seeing the elephant in the room, and their only intention is to turn this country to a unilateral administration.
Sir, I really want to come to this topic because you are a former journalist. In 2021, Enforcement Directorate had raided NewsClick office, and then after that, for 4 days, they were doing raids at the home of their founder, Pravir Prokastha. Later on, Income Tax Department as well as Economic Offence Wing of Delhi Police also did the investigation regarding the NewsClick funding. Now, in a time where we are seeing the Press Freedom Index of India going down, and in a day around 46 journalists were questioned by the police, 30 locations of these journalists, I'm not talking about editors or big people in media, but I'm talking about sub-editors, a graphic designer who is learning graphics on the job. He was questioned by the police, and by the evening we heard that Pravir Prokastha as well as their administrator has been arrested by police under UAPA. It's an terrorist act which is meant for the people who are going to destabilize the power in the country, that is for the people outside the country formally. So how do you see the precedent of UAPA for journalists in the country today?
So most unfortunate. I would say the crackdown on the NewsClick is not per se on NewsClick alone. It's a pointer to every journalist. You are not supposed to criticize this government or the leader. Simple as that. See, there is a statement which has come out from this inverted comma, the so-called investor in the US. And it's quite a big statement which I read it yesterday night. It says that it was a transparent investment and they are ready to cooperate with any sort of investigation from the government of India. And the money which has come to NewsClick is the money which has been garnered by selling a firm by this gentleman called Neville Roy Singham.
Yes.
2021 onwards, Enforcement Directorate, Income Tax, everybody is at it. Nobody could find anything, Harafiri. And further, if this charge sheet, or rather I would say FIR or remand notice whatever is there. I don't know whether the government, Delhi police has doled out anything for our consumption. But whatever little thing which is available, even if it is perused by a BJP person, they would just throw into the dustbin. You wrote against farm bills. That means there was an Andolan here in this country, agitation, rightly. The country has been formed on the basis of such agitations. If so, then the government, the Prime Minister who withdrew the farm bills should be implicated. Why did he withdraw the farm bills? And further, the trade between China and India has gone up
Yes.
steep under NDA government. I asked a question in Rajya Sabha to the Minister Piyush Goyal. I asked him, see, when you started your innings, the trade deficit between China and India was 48 billion US dollar. Now it has doubled under you. Doubled under you. The trade has gone up. Then he was saying that we are importing machinery and components so that our manufacturing strengthens. When this demonetization happened, who were the companies who invested in digital payment companies?
Yes.
Who were the companies? Who are the Chinese companies who have contributed PM Care? Then why didn't the Delhi police enter the PMO? See, if there is no free media in a country, there won't be democracy. You can have executive, legislature, judiciary. Even those countries, Arab countries have such verticals. Unless a free media is functional, you won't have a true democracy. What is happening in this country is most unfortunate, where even, I would say, a pebble of resistance, which is shown in the media, is being tackled in the form of imposition of UAP. And I would say this is the darkest hour for the Indian journalism. And even in emergency period, the media used to fight against that. Now I am not seeing any resistance on the part of the organized media here.
Sir, last question to you. Few months back in Karnataka there was election, and our Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, made a statement demeaning a state, that is your state Kerala.
आपके नजदीक केरल है, मैं ज्यादा कहना नहीं चाहता। अगर कर्नाटक को सुरक्षित रखना है तो केवल और केवल भारतीय जनता पार्टी रख सकती है। नरेंद्र मोदी के नेतृत्व में कर्नाटक की भाजपा सरकार।
And to counter that, you wrote an opinion piece in one of the newspaper, and later you were summoned by Rajya Sabha Secretariat asking that why did you write about it. So do you see that not only the common people who are asking the questions to the government, but also a parliamentarian like you who has questioned the government is being put into a stand to answer the government?
See, first of all, Home Minister of a country is the person who is precisely in charge of the unity and
Yes.
integrity of the nation. He is the person who is directly involved with that. Can you ever imagine a Home Minister pointing his fingers at a state like Kerala, saying that beware of Kerala? Are we Pakistan? Are we China? Are we Afghanistan? Are we not a deserving component of this country? One of the 28 states? Can you ever imagine? And second, see the statistics which are there with the central government or the union government suggests that we are the most peaceful state. So he should have told the Karnataka people, you should be happy that you have a neighbor called Kerala. Instead of that, what did he do that? And as a citizen, as a member of parliament representing the state of Kerala, it was my bounden duty to tell him that, see, you have taken a wrong path. This is not the way in which you have to do. I wrote a piece in Delhi Indian Express. It was unfortunate that a important functionary of the ruling party filed a complaint with the Rajya Sabha chairman, and if you look at the complaint, you will be aghast. You know why? He is charging me of sedition. Sedition. that means I am working against this country. Anyway, I have given my explanation there, and I hope the matter ends there. But this is an indicator that anybody and everybody who wants to criticize this government, beware that you will be charged as anti-nationalists. That is happening in this country. We earlier media used to say that this is a cyclone affected area, drought affected area. Now you have two category only. ED affected area and ED unaffected area. The country has reached such a level.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for speaking to South First.
Thank you very much. Wish you the best. Thank you.